A lot of times we talk of almsgiving, we think money. Money is the first thing that comes into our minds.
Your fasting should help you to understand also the plight of those who do not have. Now, Hakina Mahdi, I don't have, and so we become beggars. Welcome to Capsule of Hope Talk Show. We're having a conversation around the pillars of Lent. We know the pillars of Lent. We have prayer, we have fasting, and almsgiving. So what about almsgiving?
A lot of times we talk of almsgiving, we think money. Money is the first thing that comes into our minds. You have clothes, a lot of clothes that you don't even wear, but they're still in good condition, good shoes and stuff. You wash, iron, and then you give. And one thing about that, I have to say, avoid giving in exchange of vlogging. Yeah, vlogging. Because sometimes when we give, we want to be seen by the whole world that, oh, this is what I've contributed and this is what I'm doing out there. We take photos, we take videos and stuff. So let's avoid that.
Yeah.
Because that won't be genuine. We're just doing it just so people see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then thank you very much. And I also add to that, we talk about fasting. And also one of the reasons for fasting is to help you understand the plight of those who do not have. Because there are some people who stay, without eating, you see. So as you also try to let go of food and you feel the hunger, you feel that now I'm hungry, it helps you to understand the plight of those who who sleep without eating, you see. So your fasting should help you to understand also the plight of those who do not have. And then now you prepare to say, now I know what it feels to be hungry. Now I understand those who do not have anything. Now you prepare now to say, I have to do something about this. You say, you look at the Maslow hierarchy of needs. There are various needs of people. So it's not that always we have to be at a receiving end. Everyone can do something. But sometimes we think that, Hakina Mahdi, I don't have. And so we become beggars. We are always receiving. But we can all do. Some people do not need our money. But even the time you spend with your brother, because time is money, is so precious. So that's which is precious to you. You try to give that to other person, invest that time in a friend who needs you most.
Yeah, just accompany. Yeah.
Exactly. We have sick people out there. We have lonely people, sick people who are lonely. Some in the hospital, some are home, and everywhere. They need time. They need people to spend time with them. So you spending that time with that person, you are giving that person something which is precious, and the person values that.
Exactly.
You see, because there's some people, they don't need your money, they don't need your clothes, they don't need all of that. Yeah. What they need is time with them. So you spend that time with that person. It's a form of almsgiving. You are giving something precious to that person. And also, some people are lacking a lot of things. Some could be way of life. The way someone behaves is crying for help. Some they behave. So we say that this person doesn't, he behaves weird, but the person's way of life is just crying for help. And you come to that person's aid because there is this particular person, everyone is afraid to approach and to tell the person, hey, behave this way, but you try to muster the courage to say, no, I'm going to, during this season of Lent, help my brother, my sister to be a better person. He's lacking this in his or her life. I'm going to help her to overcome this challenge. You are giving, it's more of, I'm giving it because you gathered courage and you try to give that person, something he or she lacks. It's a way of
trying to give them an insight.
Exactly. So it shouldn't just be about, we shouldn't just look at it as material things. And there are a lot we can do. There are a lot, yeah. So let's try that during this. That's why you can embark on projects, different projects during this season of Lent, a project that will bring transformation in someone's life. As you said, as a family, you could say, okay, let's come together. You could put a box there and tell all your children to say, we are going to do something precious. Go to your room, search, as sister said, your closet, what are some of the things we are not using? Even not only the old one, used one, but there are some also new ones you can buy, and then say, no, let's go out. Let's go out and then help other people. The beginning, you can have a Lenten box to say money box. Okay, maybe you give a lot to your child. You can say that, okay, let's start saving during this season. At the end, we all bring our Lenten boxes. You put that together, you go and buy something precious. You look at society, the communities, there are some who are in need, you give them. You say, churches can have boxes at the back of the church, or we put our various stuff there and donate. And then at the end, we go to the prison, we go to the hospital, we go to the other places where people are in need and be able to do this thing. And as Sister said, which is very important, let us not vlog about like, okay, after that we are like taking selfie about what we have. Jesus told us from the beginning of Lent that when we give alms, do not let what you're left is doing to be known to the right, so that your Heavenly Father will reward you. So that is basically Sister tried to to tell us, and we need to do during this season of Lent, pillars of Lent: prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. Do you have any other message for those watching you in terms of Lent?
Yes, I would like to say that, in fact, encourage that during this time of Lent, at most parishes there are Lenten talks. So it's just to encourage. Let us attend those Lenten talks, for they're very, very important for us. And let us also attend the Stations of the Cross. It is really necessary for us to attend. Please, let's avail ourselves.
Yes. Because you can say that we are walking with Christ during these 40 days without actually feeling the shoes. So you have to walk in the shoes and already try to feel how it's, because kind of these things are leading us to the passion, the suffering, death, and resurrection of Christ, the Paschal mystery. Yes, and this Paschal mystery, there are also three stuff there. The first one is leading that we are preparing for the Paschal mystery, the suffering, death, and resurrection of Christ. Then to us who are already baptized, it's a time where we prepare to renew our baptismal vows or promises. And then it's also a time preparation for those who are yet to be baptized into Christ. So during this time, so make sure that you actually take these spiritual exercises, and we prepare ourselves so that at Easter, we will also, as we suffer with him, we know that Romans tells us, and Paul tells us that we suffer with Christ, we also rise with him. But you don't suffer with Christ, how are you going to rise with Christ when it comes to Easter? So these are some of the things we need to do during this season of Lent. Let us take, and also a time where you have to also go for confession.
Exactly.
It's a time.
That's the most important.
Yes, it's a time. So some of us, when people come for confession, you see that it's 3 years they've never even gone for confession. It's 4 years, it's 7 years. So the church is also giving an opportunity during this time. It's a must. It's one of the, you are obliged during this season, to once a year, you're supposed to go for confession. Once a year. If you don't go at all, at least once a year, make sure you go for confession during this time. So it's a time where you go. In Ghana, what we normally do is that this time, when you are going for confession, you bring your baptismal, there is a baptismal ticket, and there are places that we sign. When you go for confession, the priest, after that, you give your baptismal ticket to the priest, and there is a column, he signs that you have fulfilled your obligation. But here is not there. It's not here. But in Ghana, you go at the end, that time, you have to. And then when you go after that, the priest takes it and sign that you are fulfilled. So please, this is the season. Make sure you go for confession. Very, very, very important. Don't just let this moment of grace just pass by without you benefiting from the season.
Capsule Talk Show comes your way every Wednesday.
So we'd like to take the opportunity to thank Sister for coming. Next week, we'll come with another series, another episode. Do make time with us. Subscribe, like, and comment. Share your opinion, your perspective with us. Thank you for coming, Sister.
Thank you for having me.
All right.